Gemini, this is going to be your February 2019 general reading for Gemini rising, sun, and moon. And as usual, I am using the spiral deck for your basic layout. And for clarifiers this month, I'm using this cute little deck, the Wildwood Tarot, which I've used before. So I'm going to show you your basic layout first, and then I'll get started. I hope you guys are well. Your central experience for the month of February is the Four of Wands. Very nice, you guys. Hey, that's my shoe. Don't eat that. Be a good boy. Your challenge is the Six of Cups. What is helping you is the Fool. At the core of your being, you have the Queen of Swords. I almost said the Queen of Wands. You're coming away from death. Your best possible outcome is the Six of Wands. Very nice. Coming up for you. This is interesting. These two came out together. You have the Emperor and the Hanged Man, both major arcana. You have several major arcanas in this reading, so this seems like a big deal. You right now are the Nine of Pentacles. In your surroundings, you have the Seven of Swords. Your hope is for temperance, and your general outcome is the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Sorry, my dog's being really active right now and it's kind of distracting me. I'll try to focus, okay? So, your central experience for February seems to be that you are laying down a new creative foundation for something. And that's the Four of Wands here. Next to it, as its clarifier, you have the Seven of Stones, which in this is the Seven of Pentacles, and it's called healing. And we'll get into the healing part of it later, because this is leading up to something. For now, all you really need to know is that this month, you are laying down a new creative foundation. And this could be with love, it could be with business, it could be with goals, it could be with healing. It could be a lot of things. You know more than me. But it looks extremely flexible, creative, free-flowing, and involves healing. It's a healing foundation. Okay. Or this is what you want. We're focusing on. This is what is your challenge. You have the Six of Cups in with the Ten of Swords. In this, it's called instruction. If you notice, it's an elder teaching a young one how to shoot his bow and arrow. What I'm getting here is something to do with what you have been taught in the past is getting in the way of your new, creative, fun foundation. Something about the old way of doing this is no longer working for you, or no longer bringing results. If this has to do with a relationship, this is saying that something about what you were taught growing up about relationships, or what you've been taught to believe about relationships, is getting in the way. It's become too crystallized, or it's become too set. in how you, is it? Yeah, it's swords. So in your mind has become too crystallized about relationships, or something about a past relationship. And what it taught you back then was valuable, but it is no longer valuable anymore, and it's now getting in the way. And so what is helping you is the Fool with the Ace of Cups. Very nice. This says a new approach, a new way of seeing things, and opening yourself up to the possibilities is what is helping you. And also, again, if this has to do with love, then you're being led, or you have been led to a great love, a new relationship or a new love, or this is what you're going towards or wanting to bring in. This involves things being able to flow the way that they are, to allow things to be, to allow things to unfold and have faith and trust in that process. To realize that you don't know everything about everything concerning this. This is a new way or a new love, something that you have never experienced before. And so to greet it with open arms and an open mind is what is helping you, and an open heart. To allow yourself to be open. To be free thinking, free flowing, free thinking, seeing things in a new way. Taking a risk on something. At your core, you have the Queen of Swords with the Six of Swords, which in this is called the Six of Arrows, which is called transition. I'm sure you guys, if you've been watching tarot readings for a while, then you know what the Six of Swords usually portrays, somebody sailing away in a boat. And so at your core, it looks as though you have gotten really clear and decisive about leaving the past behind. Because keep in mind, your past is what is the challenge. Your challenge may be letting go of the past. Your challenge may be to take what is valuable from what you've learned, from what is not valuable from what you've learned, and to discard the things that are no longer valuable, but to still take with you the things that are valuable and have taught you helpful ways of understanding things. But really it does say you have decided to move on, or you've become more discriminating in a good way about what you will go towards, about what you will sail away from. Whatever no longer serves you, it's time to cut the cord, or it's time to cut it so that you are no longer taking that with you anymore, and you can have a lightened load to be able to move forward. You may also be deciding that you want to communicate more peacefully, or you want to resolve conflict, or you want to focus on nonviolent communication, or settling things in the proper manner that does not disrespect anybody, whether it's anybody else or you. To settle things in the right way that is the most peaceful and just. To not accept anything that is just conflict for the sake of conflict. You can't carry that with you now. You have to leave that behind, whether it's been surrounding you or a part of your life. Should no longer be such a big player in your life. I have no idea who that was for. But yeah, deciding to be more peaceful and just in how you communicate, to leave old conflicts behind. So in the recent past, something has come to an end. You have death. Something has transformed, or something has had to come to an end in order for you to transform. And what has been brought to an end is the Nine of Swords, which in this is called dedication. In the past, whatever you were taught, whatever you believed in, whatever you spent your mental energy on has come to its full circle moment where that time was valuable and you learned certain things from that. But if you try to remain dedicated to whatever way of seeing things this was, it will only serve to hold you back because you're onto a completely new foundation or a new reality now. And so you can't take the old dedications with you. You have fulfilled this to its fullest term, and it has been time to let this completely go. Take what is valuable, but leave what is not valuable behind. Concerning communication, or how you think about things, or have thought about things, or what you have been taught to believe about things. Your best possible outcome, you have another Queen of Swords. You have her above and below. So you have the Six of Wands in with the Queen of Swords, which in this is the Swan. I like this version of the King, I like this version of the Queen of Swords because she's much more graceful and soft looking. You have two of them. This is at your core, and this is at your best possible outcome. So you have it on both aspects of your soul right now. It seems as though at your core you're done with shenanigans and you want to move on from whatever the strife has been, or you've become much more choosy or particular about what you will experience, or you have become quicker in making decisions to cut things out that no longer serve you. But as your best possible outcome, it's the same sort of message, but it's a little bit more soft and graceful. It's not so hard-edged or so cutting. Although from this, I got a clear cutting of the cord. This is cutting cords at your root. But this is having already cut the cords, and now you're sailing away in a much more peaceful, loving, gentle manner. And your best possible outcome is if you take things with that approach, you will be successful, or you will achieve what you're setting out to achieve. Anything involving teaching or communication or speaking with people, you should be still true with what you're saying and clear with what you're saying, but approach it more from embracing rather than cutting something out, or being soft in how you communicate, or finding that balance with how you communicate. That will bring you the best results and you will be successful. So in the future, you have the Emperor with the Hanged Man, and you can't get as different, possibly as different as these two. The Emperor is about stability and rules and regulations and structure, how things work, how things run. He can be a solid foundation, but the Hanged Man is the visionary, the poet, the dreamer, the person who sees things differently, the person who sees visions, who understands things more from a spiritual standpoint or an imagination. The Emperor is like the ultimate businessman, you could say, or CEO or organizer. And you could say that the Hanged Man is the shaman or the poet or the musician or the dreamer, the medicine person. The Emperor is all about material things. The Hanged Man is all about spirit and imagination. The Emperor is practicalities and rules, and the Hanged Man is the dream time or the imagination or inspiration. So one of your clarifiers to go with these two, you can almost see it actually. If I can hold it for you in the right way, is the Two of Pentacles, which is called Challenge, which shows two hares at a standoff or fighting. They're equally matched. This is telling me that if you want a new, creative, prosperous foundation that has room to grow and flexibility infused in it, something about what you've been taught in the past concerning how relationships or foundations in general should be, or how they should be built, has become too rigid or too crystallized, and you need to infuse it with Hanged Man energy, which is vision, imagination, seeing things differently, seeing things from a different perspective. It's kind of reminding me of the Fool here, which is helping you to realize that you don't know everything. And actually, if you go along the old traditional methods of building this foundation, it's going to become too stifling. It's going to become too rigid. There's no room for flexibility or adaptability or growth. It's too solid. But the Hanged Man without the Emperor is too much imagination but not enough structure. There is no solid foundation there. He's up in the air. He's upside down in the air. He's not grounded. He's not connected to the ground. His dreams are not connected to reality. This is reality without the dream. This is the dream without reality. Something about merging these two or finding a balance between these two is a challenge for you. But I consider this a healthy challenge where if you can try your damnedest to balance these two energies and not think of them as being such opposing, incompatible forces, if you somehow manage to marry them or to merge them or have them be equal to one another and work together rather than against each other, then this will bring you this, which is the Nine of Cups. This is your other clarifier, which is called generosity in this deck. This will bring true emotional abundance. This will unblock any blockages. This will create growth that accelerates at a rapid rate. This brings joy and feelings that your wishes have been granted, or your great wish has been granted. You feel blessed. You will have the most abundance and generosity if you can manage to strike a balance between these two things. The Emperor is very serious. He's very serious. He's very responsible. You could almost consider him kind of a cold boss at certain times, where it's more about the rules for him than it is about PR skills, so to speak. But even though the Hanged Man is upside down, he's more approachable. If you came across this guy in the woods, you might think he's a little strange, or he might be a tiny bit out of touch with reality, but he's certainly not threatening. He doesn't seem scary. He doesn't seem dangerous. He seems like somebody you could go up to and ask him what he's doing and he would answer. He's approachable. He seems more relatable than the Emperor. It's hard to relate to the Emperor. He seems very high up there. He seems very stern. But your best results will come from combining these two things with your new foundation that you want. If you purely go from what you've been taught, it isn't going to work out. If you purely go from it from the realm of dreams, it's not going to work out. You have to find some way, a new way of merging these two. So you right now, there's a couple of different ways I could read this. One is that right now you're feeling too alone. You've already mastered being alone or knowing yourself, and you're done with being alone and you want more company. Or you felt as though you have you've had to get to know yourself first on a deep level before you could ever really know anything or anyone else. But I feel as though you've reached a certain level of self-mastery where now you know yourself. You know yourself rather well. You know what you're capable of and you know what you can manifest. So now I'm feeling as though either you want to spend more time on what you need or what you want or what you're trying to manifest, or you're on some kind of a path where you want possible relationships, but you want to come from a whole place of knowing yourself really well so that you can combine forces with someone else where you know yourselves and you know each other. You don't want to lose your identity for a relationship. You want a relationship where you can have your identity and the relationship, if that makes any sense. If you want a relationship, you want one where they're self-sufficient and you're self-sufficient and you both know yourselves. That way it's much more balanced and stable. So if you feel as though you haven't mastered that quite yet, then you're on your way, you're doing it. Or you have already done this and now you feel accomplished and you're ready to embrace more partnership in your life of all different kinds, working with others more rather than just being on your own. In your surroundings, you had these two come out together. I don't know if this came out earlier. Maybe I forgot to show you both together. You got this in your surroundings. And to me, the first thing that comes to mind is that this man is trying to steal the Ace of Pentacles. He's already stolen the swords that are in his arms, but he's got his eye on the pentacle. He's staring straight at the pentacle saying, I could nab that too. There may be some of you that for whatever reasons in your surroundings, you feel as though you need to watch your stuff, or you need to watch what you value. You're afraid that someone will try to steal your new beginning or steal from you or take something away from you that you're desperately trying to plant or start. Or if you own a business, you're afraid that you have an employee who's stealing, or you're afraid of your new valuable coin that you just started nurturing people are going to be trying to take it away. Or there could be a new beginning that you're willing to plant, but you're being secretive about it. You're not telling anyone that you're planting this seed. Or you're not telling anyone about this new pentacle that's come into your life just yet. Your other clarifier with it is the Seven of Wands, which is called clearance. Whatever this is that you're afraid is going to be taken away, you need to clear that energy out. Something about fearing it makes it more likely for it to happen than if you just didn't feel that way at all. If something is meant to stay in your life, you can walk away and trust it'll still be there when you come back. If you can't look away because you're afraid of it disappearing, it's probably not meant to be there. It's probably not the situation for you. If this is just an internal feeling that you have, you need to get rid of this feeling. It's interfering with your ability to manifest in your surroundings. You need to trust the universe more that what is meant for you will stay and will be naturally protected. And whatever is not meant to stay, you need to be able to let it go instead of trying to clutch it. I don't know who the heck this is for, but this is coming out for someone or for a group of you. So try your best to clear that energy out of your psyche, where you can get rid of this, or I'm sorry, some of you may need to get rid of that. Get rid of this energy so that you can nurture this for real, or allow this to have the room to move or the air to breathe. It almost feels as if this thief is being way overly, this is being too guarded, whether it's guarding your treasure from being stolen or guarding a treasure that you're stealing. Either way, this isn't healthy, and this is blocking the flow in your surroundings. You need to tighten up your grip a little bit and just allow things to be. Remember, what's helping you is to trust. Whatever is meant to be will be. Whatever is not meant to be isn't going to stay, no matter how tightly you grip it or how heavily you sit on top of it. You're going to have to walk away sooner or later to go to the bathroom or go grocery shopping or do any number of things in your life. If this is just an internal psychological thing, it's time for you to clear this out of your psyche so that you can make room to actually nurture really good new things in your life. Or you may need to clear your home out from sketchy energy. If this really is worrying you, you need to get rid of this. So as you're hoping to stay positive and balanced. Pretty simple, really. Your general outcome is that you will be fruitful, relaxed, healthy, prosperous, able to create a new, beautiful foundation for yourself in order to bring in something new. Because with the Queen of Pentacles here, you have the Ace of Wands. Yep. Right? Yep, Ace of Wands. And so doesn't she just look completely content? And she's grounded enough where she can accept this new beginning and take it, to take the new beginning and take action on this new beginning. She totally trusts that this new beginning is going to continue to stick around. And so she's not in a huge hurry, even though normally the Ace of Wands is quite passionate and fast. Bows are quick when you shoot them. Or, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's an arrow. Arrows are quick when you shoot them from the bow. But this bow, to me, because the Queen of Pentacles is in here, is leading me to believe you don't have to snatch anything necessarily. Just acknowledge it and take the action steps that you need to take. It's not going anywhere, this new beginning. And by approaching it with a sense of confidence and that it's not going to go anywhere and that it's going to continue to grow, and to have confidence in the arrow's ability to do its thing, you will have the best results. I see really amazing opportunities and doorways opening up for you. New ways, new adventures. Looks amazing to me. So I hope that made sense or helped in some way. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you soon for your bonus reading. Okay, bye.